When I started this Pokemon card business, kind of the last thing on my mind was the potential for Japanese Pokemon cards not to be a viable option to sell. If you didn't see the last video, we talked about how the Japanese Pokemon card market is going crazy. Prices are still rising. Speculated on Brian's video and how he seems to believe that it's organized crime that's rising the prices. I haven't done I haven't dove deeper into that other than watching his video. To be honest, it was more of a reaction and how it would apply to my business. But that was last video. In this video, like I said, man, what the last thing I was thinking was Japanese wouldn't be a viable option. At least for now. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how the market goes. In my opinion, and this is just my opinion because who knows what the Japanese market is actually going to do within the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. I mean, maybe even a year. I think eventually it'll come back to normal. But again, the last thing I was thinking was that Japanese wouldn't be a viable option for my Pokemon card business. So in today's video, we're going to kind of talk about other directions I'm thinking about going. Meanwhile, or while I should say, the Japanese Pokemon card market, there's really no margins to be had with the prices, the wholesale prices coming out of Japan. So first thing I thought about, Simplified Chinese sells pretty well from what I understand from other businesses. I don't know a whole lot about Simplified Chinese. I've never opened Simplified Chinese. Not that that really matters if you want to sell it, but that's an option. I heard those so well. Let me know down in the comments if you guys run a business, if you've opened up Chinese, if you enjoy it, or like I said, if you're a business and you sell it, how well does it do for you? Actually, the supplier I go through just sold out of it. So, I mean, I don't know if it's because he didn't have a whole lot of supply or it's that popular. We'll have to see. Maybe it comes back in stock. I'll pick some up and throw it up on the store. ChasePacksTCG.com, by the way. It'll be linked down below if you guys want to check it out. Quick side note, if you guys have visited the site, let me know how it operates. I mean, obviously I tested it out before I published it, but it worked fine for me. It worked fine for me. I had some issues with Bing early on, not letting people check out. I think that's resolved now. But anyway, yeah, let me know down in the comments. So getting back to the Chinese is definitely an option. I really have 3 options in this. I'll get to my final one at the end and probably the most practical one. But outside of Chinese, the second one I considered was doing my best to talk to some local LGSs, see if anybody wants or is trying to get their spend up potentially. If there's any way I can get in on some of their allocation, pay them a certain percentage, something they can make some money, I could sell, make a little bit of money as well. We'll have to see. With the way the market is now, a lot of people can't even get as much product as they want to begin with. But again, there's some businesses out there who aren't capitalized the way they want to be, and they would love to have an extra however many thousands of dollars to put towards their distributor to get their spend up, get more boxes. That's a potential. I know people do that. Again, probably not as a viable option as often as it would be in the past, but it's an option that doesn't hurt trying. Building relationships with your local LGS business to business wise is a great idea. Even if it doesn't pan out, at least starting that conversation, starting that relationship. So maybe potentially in the future, that could be a thing. That is number 2 on my list. And the third and final one is probably the most obvious. It is a very good way to get product up on your store, and that's to buy collections. There is one problem I have with collections, and it's not even that I don't think buying and selling collections is a good way to have product, good way to make money, good way to run a business. Excuse me. It's Well, if you don't know, I mean, I'm sure all you know. Buy a collection. Say a guy's got a $5,000 collection, $10,000 collection, depending on what he has or she has. Offer them 80, 85, 75, 70%, whatever you guys can agree on, right? And then you put that up to market or a little below market or whatever it is, and you list it on your site and you sell it. Make money that way. Great way to move product. Great way to have product on your site, get customers, especially considering that it's English. I guess the only thing that I don't love about collection buys is especially for somebody like me who is new to having a Pokemon card business, it's not going to be consistent. I mean, it could be inconsistent for people who do good business in the first place. So, and what I mean by that is obviously somebody has to have a collection for you to buy. The ideal situation is that they would reach out to you. Hey, I heard you buy collections. I have this collection. Here's what's in it. Hopefully, best case scenario, they have it all laid out for you, prices, pictures, whatever, willing to ship it to you, all these things. If they're not local, you got to go meet them. You know how it goes. Um, Again, the only thing bad about that is that it's not a consistent way to get product. Now, it can become, I'm well aware, it can become a consistent way to get product if you have your name out there enough. If you're a big enough store, people know that you have the cash, the capital to buy collections, right? They will reach out to you. I know there's people out there. DJ Poke Center is one of them. I've been seeing Brian on Pokini post a bunch about buying collections lately. Those are the type of stores. Brian's obviously has a very big store. DJ is also blowing up, and he's made it well known that he's buying and moving collections. And I'm sure he's getting people reaching out to him all the time for that. A store like me, I mean, I could start the process of putting my name out there for collection buys, which I eventually will plan on doing. But again, it's not going to be consistent for me. I might pick up a $5,000 or $10,000 collection here or there. That might be once or twice a month. And depending on what products you get, those could sell in a weekend. They could sell in a day. Again, depending on what you have. But that's the only thing I don't like about collection buys. If collection buys were just always there and they were plentiful and I could get them all the time, then sure, I would love to do collection buys. That would be great. Um, but again, for a store that is just starting out and is pretty new and your name's not out there as much as it could be and it should be to have consistent collection buys and sales, not the best option for me solely. If I was solely to do collection buyouts and sales, it probably wouldn't work out that well for me. My site would probably be empty more than it's full of product. That's why I really, really wanted to stick to Japanese at the beginning, because Japanese is one of those things. It's like, if you got, well, we'll say this. It's essentially an infinite amount of product that you can acquire on your store. It is not infinite, obviously, right? But man, if you got $5,000, you could go to a supplier, say, I need these boxes, these boxes, these boxes. They're going to send them to you. You're a big store and you got $100,000 every week or every 2 weeks. Like those stores, there are stores out there who spend that much money weekly or bi-weekly on Japanese product, and they get their product and they sell it, right? So you could scale a business better that way. It's way more structured. It's less effort, right? When you get these collection buys, you have to bring them in. You got to make sure the boxes are what they are supposed to be. You have to, inspect the boxes for damage. You might have to mark the price down for damage. Most likely you will, if you want to sell them at least. All those things. Ordering Japanese is essentially like, base level, like low resolution. It's essentially just like having a distributor. This is what I want. Obviously nowadays you can't really do that with a distributor, but you see what I'm saying. You send them money, they send you products. It's brand new. It's in a box. You take it out. You stock it on your site, pack it up when it's ordered, that type of thing. That's why I like Japanese a lot. That's why it is super unfortunate about the Japanese market right now and how it's just, again, it's the point where you could buy boxes cheaper on TCG Player than you could buy them wholesale from Japan. So that's the dilemma. That's my mindset with kind of where I want to go, how I want to move forward with the business right now. So Chinese, I got a couple. I shouldn't say a couple. I have one LGS in mind, and actually, now that I think about it, it's not even an LGS. It is actually, it's a comic book store. And as far as I know, I've been to comic book stores that carry Pokemon. This is a gentleman that I've known for a while now. I'm not into comic books at all, but I've known this guy for a while now, and just through other people. And he is super passionate about comic books, and I'm considering seeing if he would maybe want to apply to distribution for Pokemon cards, and work out a deal with them with that for getting boxes. Obviously, he's going to be a brand new account. He's not going to get a lot of stuff, but I'm also a brand new store, and I probably can't sell a lot of stuff right now. So it might work out for me. That's an option that I'm really, really considering. I might go out of my way this week, within this week or the next 2 weeks, and have a conversation with them. It's not going to hurt at least, right? So, but again, that's the reason I really, really wanted to stick with Japanese is I could be consistently getting in product as much as I want. You know, order it, it shows up in a day or two, load it up on the site. It's a great way to scale a business. And as of now, for the stage that I'm in, it's a lot easier than doing collection buyouts. And also the Chinese is definitely something I'm gonna be looking into as well. Let me know down in the comments, guys, if you guys are running businesses, how are you handling the Japanese Pokemon card market? I would love to hear from you guys. Again, I'm a very new store, guys, so I'm not here to bring you knowledge with this video. This is just a, just talking about what my plans are as a new business, trying to navigate the Japanese Pokemon card market right now and grow my business. So if you guys are enjoying the content, you want to follow along with my journey, learn from my mistakes, potentially learn something once in a while, subscribe, like, and all those good things. I'll catch you in the next one.